Good morning, guys. We are back on the lake slash pond build this morning. Well, kind of, sort of. Let me explain. So as I mentioned at the end of the day yesterday, I want to get the ripper shanks back in the ripper. That ground's pretty hard up there. Should make it a little easier on the dozer so we don't have to be so abusive on the blade. So, step one is finding them. You guys that own excavating companies, you always end up with just a random spot where all kinds of attachments and everything you throw it. We took these things out like a year ago, and I'm pretty sure we dumped them over here. Oh, I see one. Oh, I see two. I see three. Perfect. Nobody stole them. They're still here. All right, so next feet. I don't know for sure. I think those things weigh about 400 pounds a piece. And I will not be lifting those for you guys today. So, ideal thing is usually we have the loader here, but it's actually on a job of all rarities, loading dirt. I do have the Kubota here, but as you guys remember from the last couple of videos, that thing is a big old POS and will not go anywhere. So I brought old Trusty down with me. Show you guys something real quick. Everybody's like, you guys need a bigger equipment shed. You'll never get all of your equipment in the shed. The shed is empty, guys. This is the way the shed needs to be most summers. So we got Lieutenant Dan sitting over here. Yes, I know. I need to get poor Lieutenant Dan finished, and it's pretty high on the priority list this winter. The tile plow kind of took priority last winter, and it was a good decision to do the tile plow because it ended up being a very profitable build. This, hopefully it'll get done this winter, but semi's actually parked over there. Dump truck, those two always stay here. My red truck's parked here because, well, I really don't know why, but all equipment is gone. If equipment's in the shed, equipment's not making money, so that's why I didn't really want to build a bigger shed, because most of the time this is what the shed looks like. Usually the loader's here, but it's gone right now. Anyways, I'm getting totally sidetracked. All right, let's fire up little Johnny here, drive around back there and see if we can at least get him wrestled in the bucket and go from there. Seat, in case you guys are wondering. These things in there. Well, somehow I managed to get all three of them in there. That's about all the little tractor wants, but by God, we got them. I think I'm just gonna load tractor and all up, haul it out there, and so we may actually use the tractor to put them in. All right, let's load and roll. right, guys, we are loaded, fueled, and rolling, heading to the job this morning. If you guys haven't figured out yet, this job is really close to Matt's house, so he's been going straight there. He's already there, got a head start on digging the second half of the keyway. We're gonna go up there, get these rippers installed, give them a hand, and see what we can accomplish for today.
Well, we're gonna put the rippers in this morning. We've never put them in, we've only taken them out. DP's down there digging rock. He says, hey, go put those 3 rippers in. I think there's a strap and stuff in the truck. I brought the tractor just in case. And make sure and video your struggles. So here we are. Let's see how this goes. So here's my thought process. Top of the shank goes in the hole, comes up to the top, and we throw a pin in it. I think if I strap that top hole, run a chain through the top of the actual spot the shank goes, lift up with the tractor, that should allow the shank to just go right up in the hole. Well, it should be that simple, right? Ha! We're gonna give it a shot. First thing we gotta do is get that heavy sucker picked up to where we can put a strap in it. I don't think. Oh yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Found a new hole. Don't have to pick it up. Got a hole in the top. Thank you, John Deere. I am making the assumption that I have the ripper tall enough off the ground that that'll go up in there. I may have to lift it some, but let's give it a shot. We officially have 2. Getting ready to do the last one now. I will say this process works, but for one person it sucks. Kind of is what it is. Let's see if we can get this one in there. Ripping rock, baby. Who wants to bet he's gonna get too big of a bite?
some rock coming out of the hole. I don't know if he's got the best grip on that. I don't know if we're staying in the best place, but I was gonna leave that part out. We just about got her though. A lot of work. A lot of work to get this keyway in like this, but if you're gonna do it, it's worth doing right? Let Matt get that loose stuff out of there. I'm hoping I can bring some of this good material up here on top. We'll just kind of bridge that down through there. We need to kind of get our road set up again, like we had yesterday. We can drive the truck down through here. I want to make sure we got all them layers of rock busted up out of there. We've got everything busted except for right there. Well, Matt took a few more passes there. I don't know if you guys can see that elevation on that other side of where I'm standing at, but ideally we'd like to have one continuous slope here, make sure we got all those rock seams busted. Definitely worth the effort to put the ripper teeth on, that's for sure. All right, hang on guys, we are going down. I think you're probably mad at me for my dirty windshield, but hey, I do have a fire extinguisher. Compliments of hood. Oh, some CNC equipment. We're going to try to get down here on the back side of this. First, you'll blast these grubs up the mat. And then we'll get it set up for the haul truck. We'll dump it up with the This is a whole new need to working in the trenches. Hang on, we're going down. Look at there, look at the sky. Yeah, there he is. Woo! Like a roller coaster. Matt's up there looking at me like I'm crazy. It might not be wrong. First load of the day going in. Hopefully after this one we'll get set up to where we can run the loop again.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I think that's good there. It tastes pretty good though.
What are you doing eating it? All right, pretty much got this run down in here. That load there should allow me to make the transition between the two. I'm gonna run the compactor on this, and then I'm gonna go up and try to get Matt's borrow pit area set up a little bit more efficient, where they can top load from a pit instead of loading up on the side right now. That ain't working. It works. That's what you gotta do to get started, but we got enough loads coming out there. We need to get set up a little better. All right. We're rolling. Anybody want to take a bet on how many rocks are going to slide off that bank and try to attack me? I'm going to hope for none. Got it rolled right on cue. Roger's rolling in with another load. He's gonna dump down there in the bottom. We're gonna get that pile busted out and then go up on top and get their borrow pit set up a little bit. That'll be perfect right there. Man, that's some good dirt coming out of that top side. Really good dirt. That truck's definitely got a little bit of dirt on it. All right, we're off. All right, let me see if I can explain this the best I can. See how Matt and the truck are basically sitting on the same level? That makes it a little bit inefficient to load because that excavator has to go up that much farther, and he's actually swinging 180 to load right now instead of 90 because of the situation, which is what you have to do sometimes to get set up. But now that we got a decent amount of the borrow pit excavated out, what would be the ideal situation is basically build a ramp right there where Matt's sitting at and have a ramp down here on this end. This section of dirt right here is the next section of dirt that needs to be loaded up, hauled out to the dam, and then basically the truck will come down through here, sit on this lower elevation while Matt's up there on the higher elevation to get loaded. Makes a lot less movement, burn lower fuel, a lot faster, better cycle times, yada yada yada. You guys get the point. So now that they got enough of an area opened up to where we can do that, I'm going to get the ramp built on this end while Matt's getting him loaded, and then I'll switch him out and build the ramp over there on that end, push him a bench off up here, let those guys cycle, load, do their thing. Yeah, all the above. I guess that's all I gotta say about that. All right, let's do it. This is kind of where I was working at yesterday, and everybody decided the rippers are a must. You don't realize how powerful that 210 is and how easy it makes it look digging through this hard ground until you go try to push it with a dozer blade. It is hard as snot. I'm gonna rip this real quick, then we'll come back and see if we can push it a little easier. Make it a little bit easier on the dozer. Can you guys see what's going on back there? I can barely see what's going on back there. Alright, let's see if that pushes any easier. Can't push any harder, right? You must be careful with the asphalt. Oh yes, that is mucho better. nicer. When you swing, keep that boom and stick in as close as you can to you. It gives you control, and then at the very last minute you come out. Trying to coach Matt on cycle times on loading trucks here. He's going way too high, which is killing time, and he's keeping his stick out too far, which is hard on the machine, and makes it a little harder to control. So see how he stuck out there a little bit before he went? That's better. See how his bucket's right on top of the dirt? That's where you want to be whenever he was originally dumping. He was like way up here in no man's land. It also kind of compounds the problem of dirt getting stuck in the bed, because whenever you drop it, it just packs it in there. So this is a little more advanced level excavating. First thing you got to do is just learn how to use the controls. He's pretty much got that under control. So now we got to figure out how to do it efficiently. And he's getting there. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I've loaded a few trucks in my day. See how he pauses and stops and the machine jerks there? That kills time too. You gotta have one just fluid, fast motion at all times. Little things like that you can watch as a guy excavate. Some guy can be really good at picking an egg up off a cone, but when it actually comes to doing real life work like loading trucks and moving piles, you can watch them little. You can watch those little nuances and figure out real quick how much experience he got and how much he actually knows. So there we go. Now we getting there. See, that scoop there was almost perfect. You didn't stick out too far. You barely missed the truck. You just need to do that 12 times in a row, less than 2.5 minutes. You'll be good.
2 more years and 3,000 more hours.
I don't know if I can afford fuel at that rate. So setting up this borrow pit, we'll come in here and dig what we call the high wall here, and then once he gets this dug down, he'll cave all this off into it and take off, and eventually we'll set over again and come back. That way we'll have a nice clean wall here to work off of. I'd say that's probably a pretty good depth right there. You're still in decent dirt, but you're hitting some floaters. There we go. See, just a little bit of coaching. He's getting her figured out, looking like a pro. Better be careful. He'll be sending dirt down there so fast I won't know what to do. So, all right, I'm gonna hop back on the dozer. We got one pile dumped down there. I'm gonna start ripping this area out here where I kind of got into too hard of ground where I couldn't work yesterday. And we'll see if we can start making a dam out of this mess. All right, well, those guys are cycling dirt. I'm gonna try to rip this up here a little bit and kind of get it cleaned up. That way if Jerry shows back up Monday, he's not mad at me for leaving him a mess. Looks like we're just starting to get into the rock here a little bit. Another thing nice about these rippers, they should give us a good gauge on how close we are to the rock. Ooh, yeah, that's the rock. We want to stay about 2 feet above them. These rippers go about 20 inches deep, so that should be, in my mind, a pretty good depth gauge. All right, Alright guys, kind of show you what's going on here a little bit. I got this area here all cleaned up, that way Jerry don't fire me whenever we come back. Bubba Dub coming for another round here. Remember yesterday that thing was about 10 feet down the hole, now it's about 6 feet above us. Anyways, you guys can see, starting to show some signs of rock here. I've just hit randomly here and there. I definitely don't want to leave that in the bottom of the pond. We'll probably end up trying to come back and cap it off. Kind of why we left a little bit of a buffer between me and Matt. That all seems to be really good dirt up there. So if we need to, if we got enough dirt for the dam, we can bring that over, cap all this off, compact it in and beat it in real good. So I don't want to steal any more out of here. There may be a little bit more available up there, but it's also showing signs of rock. I'd just soon leave it, cap it, and move on. The second half of the keyway down there is getting really close to being filled. Matt and his dad have been making pretty good cycles. They've basically been, he's been dumping down there. I've been pushing this up here. And as he runs across it, he's compacting it in for me. I do need to run the sheep strut roller on. But my plan is now, I'm gonna set over one. I'm guessing we're probably within about 3 or 4 feet of height from the dam right there. So I'm gonna set over one, go through and rip all this stuff up here. This is really, really good material here to get it ripped up, and then kind of start getting this section of the dam pushed up, and we'll just keep on going. It's a hot one. Thank goodness for AC today. I'll say that.
Penetration at its finest, baby.
You gonna tell them what I told you?
I don't know if I want to or not, but I think we should without telling them.
It's
I think
ingenious.
we should do it without telling them.
No, we gotta tell them.
So Mike thinks that we should take these rippers, turn around backwards so he can push with the blade forward, drop the ripper, and rip in reverse.
Why won't it work? It's not ripping rock, we're ripping dirt. It's perfect. Genius.
Hey,
If nothing else, it'll generate comments.
I'll let you in on a little secret. Right up the hill, there's a 955 in straps. Good luck.
You're no fun. Guess that means he's not going to switch my rippers around for me. hasn't been ripped. It's working out absolutely fantastic. We got something that's actually starting to look like a little bit of a dam. I'm gonna get this lift here buzzed off, run the compactor on it real quick. And we're gonna go up there and clean up Matt's borrow pit a little bit. He's got, it's not bad, got a little bit of a dysfunctional mess going on. And yes, the 850J will plow straight through a full Bubba dump load. No problem whatsoever. Moving on with it. I've been putting off getting on the roller. It's the one piece of equipment without AC. Kind of spoil you sitting in here after a while. Alright, it has to be done. Let's go do it. What do you guys think? Think we can ramp the windroll? We'll give her all the ponies to see what happens. I think we can make it. Oh, I forgot to turn. Oh no. Easy now. Easy now. It'd be a lot easier if I wasn't holding the camera. That's one of those things, if Matt did it, I probably would have got mad at him. Alright, let's roll this in. Rolling. Where's air now? Alright, we'll take the less eventful route out of here. I don't know if it shows on camera, but that was a pretty good little dirt pile we monster trucked up over. Pretty impressive little roller. Just about as fast as I can get out of the way. Here comes Bubba Dump with another load. It's crazy, you run that compactor over, it don't do a whole lot where the tire tracks are at, but out there in the middle where the tires are not rolling, it does make a little bit of a difference. I'm gonna spread that load out real quick. We're gonna go up here and help Matt get his borrow pit cleaned up. And we're closing in on the end of the day, so see if we can get done, but we gotta go. Hopefully you guys can see Matt up there loading. I've been watching his cycle times. He's definitely, ooh, that's a bigger dump I thought. He's definitely getting a little faster as the day goes on, which is all a guy can ask for, and he hasn't tore up or broke anything, so that's always a plus. Borrow pit don't look too bad at all. I just had one critique for him. I would keep that edge cleaned up over there a little bit more when the truck runs. Make it easier on the truck driver, a little easier on the truck. But for the most part, looks pretty good. He's about, I don't know, maybe 2/3 of the way across on this cut, and we'll have maybe 1 or 1.5 more cuts coming out of here. We got plenty of dirt up here. The farther it gets that way, the better the dirt gets, which is nice. I'm gonna clean up this top edge. And hopefully by then he'll have that truck loaded and I'll clean up that bottom edge. Just try not to fall in the hole, people. Whoops, easy. Trying to level this up a little bit so whenever he comes back over here and sits with the machine, he's sitting nice and level. The more level he can sit, the happier the machine is, and the happier the operator is. Don't hit me, man. I'm trying to help you, buddy. I'm trying to help you. close to the left over there, you can see he's been spilling a lot of dirt off the right side of the truck, which is not good, but it's not the end of the world either. You gotta get used to that little bigger bucket on that 210. You gotta be a little closer to yourself. Guys, I'm gonna head down. We'll get that dam cleaned up. Today's Friday. We're talking about a little bit of rain Sunday. We're actually gonna take the weekend off because the weather next week looks really awesome. I just want to make sure we get everything cleaned up, rolled and compacted in. Good for the weekend. We'll be back. So let me get everything cleaned up. We'll check it out and call the video. Guess we'll call this the end of day 2.5, and the dam is starting to take shape. You guys can kind of see the spine going down through there. Matt's getting rolled in. Right where he's at, we're probably about 2.5, 3 feet short. And obviously, we're way low on the far end. But we did get the core all filled back in and packed in. He's awful noisy. Excuse you. Just stay away from it. Watch where you're going. Oh, I swear, it's too much time in an air conditioned excavator today. So what I was saying is we left a little bit of an area down there below. That way if we do end up, they are calling for a little bit of rain this weekend. If we do end up with a big rain, we'll everything will drain out. We'll have no major issues. Jerry should be back Monday, and hopefully we'll get rolling on this again. So unless Matt flips this roller over, which is a legit possibility from the way it looks, we're going to call this one a wrap, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big old thumbs up. Want to make sure you don't miss out on what's coming up next. I'd consider subscribing. That way we can catch you on the next one. Hang on, Matt.